The streets of Third Ward, Houston, weren't just alive on New Year's days. They were vibrating with anticipation. On corners lined with folded chairs, camera phones, and thumping speakers. Generations gathered to witness something raw, something personal, something Houston, real street boxing. This wasn't a club or a ring wrapped in velvet and sponsorships. This was concrete underfoot, fences for walls, and warriors molded by survival, not paychecks. And on this night, every soul present knew history was about to be made. The event kicked off as the crowd pressed in, shoulder to shoulder. No tickets, no stage lights, just community, grit, and a deep-rooted respect for those who dared to throw hands where reputations were built and broken in a single round. The first bout featured Jalen Lil Beast Hightower, a local from Scott Street, going up against Jeremiah Silk Hands Rivera from McGregor Park. Two young fighters with a point to prove. Jalen came out fast, aggressive. He jabbed hard, throwing wide hooks that had Jeremiah on the defensive. The crowd roared with every exchange. But Silk Hands earned his name for a reason. He absorbed the pressure, rolled with the shots, and began to counter like clockwork. A clean right hook caught Lil Beast in the third round, sending him staggering. Jeremiah followed it with a body shot that folded Jalen TKO. The crowd didn't boo, they applauded. That's the code here. Respect earned. Next up were the Sanchez twins, Marco and Manuel, who took on two cousins from the north side known only as JROC and Tank. The energy spiked. This was a brawl born of old beef. Trash talk had been flying for weeks. Marco started wild, throwing overhands like he was trying to punch a hole in the sky. JROC met him with pure aggression, and within the first minute, both had blood leaking. Meanwhile, Tank and Manuel circled, more technical but no less savage. Tank worked Manuel to the body, doubling up on jabs, then cracking upstairs. But Manuel had a chin of stone and cardio for days. The two twins fought hard, relentless, until Tank caught Manuel slipping with a left hook that ended it. JROC and Marco had gone the distance, but Tank's finish sealed it. Northside took that win. By now, the sun had dipped, and the streetlights cast long shadows. The next fight was different. It had weight. OGs leaned in. Youngbloods stopped talking. This was Marcus the Problem Poke versus Tyreek Shogun Davis. Both had fought for pride on these streets for years. Both had legacy in their fists. The opening bell saw nothing but smoke. Tyreek threw with wild power, haymakers designed to end it early. Marcus stayed composed. Southpaw stance, tight guard, waiting. Then, in the second round, he exploded, slipping. A right, he countered with a vicious uppercut. Tyreek went down to one knee. He got up, but the tide had turned. By round 4, Marcus was toying with him. Jab, jab, hook, step back, another jab. He broke Tyreek down mentally and physically until the 5th round, when a final right cross put Shogun out on his feet. Ref waved it. People lost their minds. After a brief intermission and freestyle from DJ Craze, the women stepped in. And they came with fire. Brianna Red Jackson faced off against Selena Cortez, known in the ward as La Fiera. Red, with her dyed crimson braids, fought with sharp angles and heavy hands. Selena was fast, elusive, with footwork that danced around punches like smoke. The first round was a chess match. Red pressured, Selena countered. In round 2, Red landed a massive shot that buckled Selena's knees. But La Fiera recovered, and, in the final round, landed a spinning back fist that nearly ended it. In the end, the people called it a draw. No judges, no controversy, just two warriors giving the crowd everything. And finally, the headline. The most anticipated underground fight of the year. Tony Knucklehead Brown versus Jamal Bones Whitaker. This wasn't just a match. This was 10 years of tension. They had fought as kids, sparred as teens, but grown men settle things with fists and fire. And both had been waiting. From the opening bell, it was a tornado. Tony came with bombs. Jamal ducked, rolled, popped the jab. The first round was back and forth. The second, Tony landed a hook that cut Jamal over the eye. Blood poured. Jamal didn't blink. He smiled. In round 3, Bones found his rhythm. Left-right combo, uppercut, slip, body head. Tony looked human. Slowed down. Round 4, a war. They traded in the center. Tony landed a shot that would have ended anyone else, but Jamal answered with a counter so clean it echoed. Both staggered. And then round 5. A bell that felt like a gunshot. Jamal danced. Legs still fresh. Tony chased, breathing heavy. The final 30 seconds, they just swung. No defense, no strategy, just guts. And when the bell rang, both raised their hands. No ref, no decision, just respect. The crowd exploded. They embraced. Decade-long feud. Third Ward knew one truth that night. It wasn't about money or belts. It was about heart. It was about legacy. And it was about showing the world that when Houston boxes, the world watches. As the crowd filtered into the street. Some still buzzing, others calling home to relive the madness. One old man smiled and said, "That's the best damn street fight I seen in 50 years." Houston street boxing wasn't a show. It was a rite of passage. And on New Year's 2025, Third Ward proved once again, warriors live here, and they never back down. New Year's Day in Third Ward. Houston wasn't just another celebration, it was a battle cry. The heart of the neighborhood pulsed with raw anticipation. There were no velvet ropes or corporate sponsorships here. Just bare fists, streetlights, and 100 years of grit etched into the cracked pavement. Houston street boxing had returned, and this year it was more brutal, more personal, and more unforgettable than ever before. From the first clash of gloves, the night wasn't about technique, it was about legacy. And in the Ward, legacy is earned the hard way. The opening bout saw Jalen Lil Beast Hightower squaring up against Jeremiah Silk Hands Rivera. They weren't just fighting for bragging rights, they were representing blocks, families, entire corners of Houston. Jalen came out like a bullet, swinging wide and mean. He pressed forward, eating real estate with every step. But Jeremiah was ice cold, slick, calculated. He ate the storm, leaned into his counters, and in round 3, he cracked Jalen with a right hook that stopped the charge. A body shot followed that dropped the beast. It was over. Silence, then claps. Street law. If you get beat clean, you tip your hat. Then came the heat. The Sanchez twins, Marco and Manuel, finally answered the challenge from Northside. Cousins, JR, OC, and Tank. The beef had marinated for years. This was going to explode, and it did. Marco and JR OC traded hooks like it was personal, because it was. Blood showed early, elbows, shouting. It was a backyard brawl with 300 witnesses. Tank and Manuel were the chess game. The violence unfolding with rhythm, but Tank found the angle. A hook in the third ended it. JROC had survived all 3 rounds.